Welcome back. It's the Tommy Maroon Sports Show right here on WCTV. We're going to get right into the action without any further delay. Let's talk about those red hot, sizzling hot Cleveland Cavaliers. Good Lord. Winning 15 of the last 16 games. The only loss being a 10-point loss to Milwaukee and the Bucks. And the Bucks, speaking of which, in a free fall, Cavs are heating up. Some teams have been Cleveland's victims include the Clippers, also Milwaukee as well, Atlanta, Orlando, and Sacramento not so long ago. So there was that. The Cavs have springboarded all the way from 9th place in the Eastern Conference all the way up to 2nd place. Only the Celtics are better. And all this is happening in spite of injuries. Donovan Mitchell looks like an MVP candidate. J.B. Bickerstaff Coach of the Year candidate. And I know one thing. Cavs are looking mighty fine as we are approaching the All-Star break in the wonderful world of the NBA. And then we got to look at the game recap. Starting off with Cavs Grizzlies. Cavs won that thing. What else would you expect? 108-101. Where Donovan Mitchell scored 25 points and had 7 assists. Caris LeVert had 16 points and 11. No, Max Strus had 11 points. Caris LeVert 16 points, and Max Strus with 10 rebounds. For the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson 25 points, Santi Aldama with 18 points and 9 rebounds. Cavs were never up by double digits in the game, but the Grizzlies did have a 12-point lead at one point. And then the Cavs against the weak Spurs. Cavs do that thing pretty easily, handily, 117-101, where Donovan Mitchell had 31 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and Jared Allen had 26 points and 16 rebounds. Evan Mobley, 28 points, 10 rebounds. Devin Vassell, 22 points. Victor Wembanyama, 19 points, 14 rebounds. Cavs were winning for just about the entire game, but the Spurs wound up with 3 more rebounds than the good old Cavaliers. Then this game right here, Cavs Kings, it was, you guessed it, a Cavs win, 6 in a row at the time. 136-110. Every Cavs star wound up with double digits. In fact, I think every starter in that game had double digits. Caris LeVert, one of the big players out there, 17.6 rebounds and 7 assists. Isaac Okoro, 10 points. Domantas Sabonis with 12 points and 19 rebounds and 15 assists. That's a triple-double, folks. And Harrison Barnes, 22 points. Cavs were winning like the Spurs were winning for almost the entirety of the game. And shot 23 threes. Good heavens, that's impressive. And then the Cavs at the Wizards. Last night, another game, another win. Make it 7 straight for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It is a great time to be a Cavs fan, I'll tell you that. 114-106. Donovan Mitchell with 40 points, 8 rebounds. Evan Mobley, 22 points, 8 rebounds. And then for those pesky Wizards, 28 points for Kyle Kuzma and 23 for Corey Kispert. It was a back-and-forth game to my surprise, especially considering the fact that the Wizards are, they're only 2 games in front of the Detroit Pistons, who the Pistons don't even have a prayer. They're 7-43, and the Wizards are 9-41. And Cavs shot well over 33%. Tonight, it's at the Barclays Center where the Cavaliers will be taking on the Brooklyn Nets, so that'll be a fun game to watch. And then after that, it will be the Raptors. After the Raptors is going to be a tough game against Philadelphia, but it's at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, so there is that. And then the Bulls. And then we hit the All-Star break.
There's also Embiid hurt.
Yeah, Joel Embiid is hurt, and I think he will be denied the MVP spot because he did not play 65 games, so there is that. Looks like that should be an easy game for the Cavs as per usual. It is a great time to be a Cavs fan. I don't know if you could tell or whatnot. And I don't know if you could tell or whatnot, but we got a lot more fun stuff coming up right here with my handy-dandy papers. If I can grab them. There we go. It is for the OHSAA tournament for girls basketball. We're going to do the top 2 divisions, Divisions 1 and Division 2 out there, so there is that. First things first, Division 1, Northeast 1. We don't know where it's going to be, but we do know that the semifinals are at Perry. And speaking of Perry, Perry's playing Boardman. I'm thinking Boardman's going to win that one. So we'll write down Boardman right there. And Boardman ought to beat Revere as well. Of course, we swept Revere earlier this season. So that was a good thing. North Ridgeville, of course, is taking on Rocky River more than likely. So that means I'll probably pick North Ridgeville. And then in the finals, who do I have in the finals? I don't know, but I do know one thing's for sure. Brush should make it to the district finals. They have the winner of John Marshall or Cleveland Rhodes. That'll be easy for them. And then the highest seed on the other side will be Walsh. Walsh had the 33 seed. So I'm going to say, why not Walsh? Unless Lakewood has a shot, but Walsh usually does well. So Walsh. And then Brush against either Boardman or North Ridgeville. That should be fun. I think Brush will win the district out there, in my opinion. But who will they play is the question that we don't know yet. The Arcs have an easy path to the finals. And I think they should get the job done. So there is that. We'll say, I don't know. If it's Perry, I'd go with Boardman because I think they're closer to Perry than North Ridgeville. Yeah, because, aren't they? I don't know. I know that Perry's probably the halfway point between Youngstown and North Ridgeville, but I do know one thing's for sure. We got Division I, Northeast District 2, which is Massillon Perry as well. Uniontown Lake looks like they're going to be running through this thing on their way to the finals. But this is also the district that we are in, the Highland Hornets. We got Euclid. Yeah, Euclid's not going to win. The good guys ought to win that thing. But then things got a little bit difficult when we take on Amherst Steel or Glen Oak. We'll say Amherst wins that. And that'll be a tough game. It will be at our place on February 22nd. Winners likely taking on Lake. Westlake gets upset to Garfield or Hathaway Brown, but that looks unlikely. We did beat Hathaway Brown earlier this season. So, yeah, I'm going to say the good guys will win that. Of course, we are still a young team. One senior and a bunch of juniors and a bunch of sophomores and some freshmen to go with that as well. Coach Masson, shout out to him. He's the all-time leader in wins in girls basketball history. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Stowe, on the other hand, has an easy path. They will take on Austintown Fitch, though, in the semifinals. That won't be easy. They are a good school. They are 17, but Stowe is 4. So there is that, but I think Stowe's going to win it. And that means we'll have Stowe Lake. That's right, Stowe Lake. Lake did lose earlier this season, or not that long ago when I was talking with Coach Madison. I'm thinking the Bulldogs will come out on top in that district. So Stowe Monroe Falls right there. You can see some of the edits. Time to go to Northeast 3. This is going to be all Hoban, isn't it, folks? It's in Ravenna. Hoban is the top seed. They got Barberton. That should be a piece of cake. Valley Forge, another piece of cake. And then they will take on either Ellet or Avon. I got a gut feeling that Avon will somehow come out on top. And it will be another matchup between Avon and Hoban in the playoffs and in the semifinals. Not the state semifinals this time, but rather the, district semifinals. And as always, I'm going with the Hoban Knights because they are the top seed and they are very good at what they do. Who will they take on? They will most likely take on Medina. They're the 8th seed in the district. So we'll write Medina going all the way there. But Medina does have a tough task when they take on Madison. That won't be easy, but Madison could lose. Madison could quite easily lose to Riverside. There's only 11 points in between 11 different teams in between the two schools, with Madison at 14 and Riverside at 25. But at the end of the day, I got to go with the Knights winning that district. So there is that. Archbishop Hoban winning that. They have what it takes to make perhaps the state championship. Northeast 4. We still got a long way to go, folks. This one at Valley Forge. This one looks like it could quite easily be Magnificat. In fact, I think it's probably going to be Magnificat. But don't sleep on Green. They got North Royalton, they should win that. Green against Mentor. That's a long drive, but I think the Cardinals are going to come out on top because, well, they got home court advantage. Louisville ought to win. Louisville will play, or will beat Cleveland Heights, then beat Cheney. So we'll go with the Leopards. And then Mentor ought to win. I mean, that ought to be a good game nonetheless. I think both teams are good at what they do, that's for sure. But I do know one thing. Magnificat's got either Firestone or Nordonia. Regardless, Magnificat ought to win. And then, of course, they will likely take on Massillon, Washington. This ain't football. I'm going with Magnificat. And Magnificat ought to win the district over Mentor. So there is that. Magnificat, the Blue Streaks. I'm taught to hate Blue Streaks as a Baldwin Wallace student. That's what it looks like, folks. So like that. Northeast 5. 4 down, 7 to go. This one is about the one in Medina. That's what's on. And this one's going to be good. I'll tell you one thing. Everybody has an easy path to the semifinals. It's likely going to be Jackson Avon Lake, rather. Jackson Avon Lake in the semifinals. And Solon Strongsville. That's going to be fun to watch. Solon Strongsville, which was a former battle of the GCC before Solon actually left for the national conference. I don't know. I like Jackson's odds of winning, and Jackson will probably take on Strongsville, where, keep in mind, a lot of those Strongsville players made it to the state championship in girls soccer, so there was that. They took us down. I got to go with the Mustangs, I guess. Strongsville will come out on top, winning that district, but that's going to be a lot of fun to watch nonetheless. So we got it right here. Yes, sir. Up next, Northeast 6, we got, who do you call them? It's Elyria Catholic is where it's located at.
Wadsworth Olmsted Falls District Final.
That could quite easily happen. I'll be quite frank with you. They are the highest seed. They will likely take on Brecksville, Broadview Heights, and Elyria Catholic. Wadsworth ought to win that one. And I think it will be Wadsworth and Olmsted Falls, the Bulldogs, where the Bulldogs will come out on top, winning that thing in what should be a good game nonetheless. So going with Olmsted Falls, winning that district. We're done with Division 1. We're not done yet. We still got 5 more districts to go with Division 2. So Division 1 Northeast 1 is in Woodridge. Yes, sir, folks. You got Gilmore Academy and Edgewood. Those are going to be your 2 teams competing in this, as Aurora, who did beat us this season, also lost to us this season as well, and was a good game. But I think Lutheran East is going to beat them. And then Edgewood should easily beat Ursuline or Kenston. So we'll just move them right there. Edgewood ought to win. And then after that, on the other side, it's Glenville taking on Jefferson Area. Crestwood, I'm picking Jefferson Area, and then Glenville. Glenville not too shabby at sports. Of course, they've won back-to-back state football championships, and their basketball teams aren't doing shabby. No, sir. Fairview against Alliance, picking Alliance. And then Gilmore Academy should win, and Gilmore Academy will take on Edgewood in the district finals out there in Woodridge. And I think the Lancers have a good shot at winning. Give me the Lancers on that. Gilmore Academy will win that one, as you can tell right there. 4 more to go, folks. Hold on. We got Northeast 2, where West Branch looks like the heavy favorite to win this. In fact, I think West Branch is easily going to win this. I mean, they got Coventry, that should be a win. They got Hubbard, that should be a win. And then they take on Chagrin Falls or Cloverleaf, or Chagrin Falls, I guess. And then Chagrin Falls against Lutheran West, picking Lutheran West. They should beat Lutheran West. But Laurel, watch out for Laurel. They're not that bad. They ought to make it. They should beat Bedford. They should beat Bard. So we'll just take them to the district semifinals, where they will take on Field or Buchtel. I'm going to go with Field. They're home. And then Canton South ought to win. and then Laurel. But once again, this looks like it's going to be West Branch coming out on top in Northeast 2. So we'll give it to West Branch. Right there. All right, we got 3 more to go. This one is Division 2, Northeast 3. Where this one is all St. Vincent St. Mary. Now, of course, the boys' team's been struggling this season for the Irish, but the girls' team, not so much. They've been doing, in fact, really well. They are the top seed. They ought to dance to the district finals. They ought to win the whole thing in the district because the top seed over there is Canfield. So we'll say Canfield or Perry gets in. I assume Canfield in what should be a good game. But St. Vincent, St. Mary ought to come out on top. Give me the Irish in that. They will play either Girard or Marlington. Let me go with Marlington because that should be a good game. So I'm picking Marlington out there. Now, of course, this is like March Madness. A lot of this is luck. A lot of this is skill, but a lot of it's luck. And keep in mind, for some schools, you got to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive games. Oh, you got 8 consecutive games, as you can tell right here. I don't know if you can tell. It's highly circled now. We had 8 games in a row to win the whole thing. Then Northeast 4 in Elyria, where this one's going to be the Copley Indians taking on Geneva. We can already pencil in Copley in the district finals. Who they got, that's going to be tough. I guess Firelands. If we can write Firelands against Woodridge. Where I'm picking Firelands to come out on top of that one. But Copley should get the job done. I mean, they got Buckeye, easy win. And Akron East, easy win. So Copley ought to move on. Of course, Copley did beat up on us twice this season. When I say they beat up on us, woo-wee, they beat up on us. And then Geneva ought to move on. Let's look at that. And they will take on Highland, actually. That's going to be a good game. However, I got to go with Geneva. Geneva will win that one. And then Copley will come out on top, in my opinion. Copley will win the district. They got a good program out there in high school girls basketball. Very good at what they do. As you see, the Indians are circled. Final one, folks, until we get to my Madden games. Streetsboro and CVCA should be duking it out. Of course, Elyria Catholic will play Streetsboro in the semifinals. So we'll go Streetsboro right there. And then CVCA going to make it to the semifinals. The Royals will take on Beaumont. But don't sleep on Norton. Don't sleep on Norton. I think Beaumont's going to beat them and won't be a tightly contested game. And then Beaumont will pull off a bit of an upset, I guess. They will make it to the district finals where they will take on Elyria Catholic, and I'm going to go with the Panthers because why not? Elyria Catholic, not a shabby school. So we did it. We did it, and now it's time for some fun things. Whoops. It worked. It worked. Time to look at my Super Bowl video game results. Of course, you know it's going to be Chiefs 49ers out there. A lot of fun stuff happened, including Madden 2001 where the Chiefs won 16-10. Now, what I do is alternate after every quarter. First quarter, I'm one team. Second team, another. Third team, I go back to the first team. Fourth quarter, I go back to the other. Chiefs won 16-10 courtesy of an 86-yard 3rd and 20 pass from St. Joe's grad Elvis Gerbach, gunning it deep over the middle. It gets hit off the defender and then off the receiver's back. He makes a one-handed corking catch, runs all the way home, free for a touchdown. And then, man, 2002, the 49ers will win that 16-14 on last-second field goal. Man, 2003, the Chiefs will win 24-21. Madden 2004, probably the pinnacle of Madden, is 35-21 San Fran. Madden 2005, 38-21 KC. And then the first one I did, the greatest sports video game of all time, ESPN NFL 2K5, got the Chiefs beating the 49ers 27-24. Madden 06 was a good game. Of course, I always turn off the vision cone because I think it's a visual novelty. That will be a 38-31. I was looking at the other game, man. It was 45-39 in overtime. Of course, this was back when it was sudden death overtime. So, 49ers got the ball first and scored. Man 08, Chiefs beat the 49ers 41-38. Did not play Madden 09 or 10 yet. I did play Madden 11, however. 31-24. San Francisco will win the Super Bowl according to that. And then there's Madden 12 on the Wii. An epic game, 48-42 San Fran. And then Madden 13 on the Wii, 2017 in favor of San Fran. And then the Niners do it again in Madden 13 on the Wii U. You might say, well, Tommy, you're playing Madden 13 twice. No, the games are significantly different. 41-0. Niners will win that. Now time to the Madden games where I did not have any fun. The crap Madden games, which are horrendous. Madden 18, 27-10 49ers. Madden 19, 24-21 49ers. Madden 20, 31-14 Chiefs. My brother tried to insert Madden 21, but unfortunately the disc is corrupted. Fortunately, I did not want to play that anyways. I don't like playing PS4 Madden. It is just atrocious. Madden 23, 2017, San Francisco. And then Madden 24, I did 15-minute quarters. Excel clock goes down to 10 because I don't know why. They love their Excel clock. They love to make their bad games. They love to make people pay for the games. Chiefs will win 23-20 in overtime. Of course, they had 2-point conversion. Harrison Butker made 5 field goals. I got to go with the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Yep, that's just me speaking. They're going to repeat. You watch. They're just that good at what they do, aren't they, folks? Well, folks, we did it. Another great episode of Tommy Maroon Sports Show in the books. Next week, we'll talk about the Cavs, who have been really rolling and rocking and rolling, I should say. And then after that, we'll do this again. Except this time, we're going to do it for high school boys basketball. I'm Tommy Maroon, thanking you for watching. I will catch you next week right here on WCTV. Subscribe to WHBW. Listen to me Tuesday mornings on 88.3 FM The Sting. And I will catch you around.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.